wish I had it better. I wish I didn't wanna say. I wanna wear her and I break down in my room. 'Cause there's nothing sweeter than a better taste of.
おいどうぞ30分
Than a better taste of. Secrets we tell each other, they come out one at a time as they fall on deaf ears at quiet times alone, while we rehearse them in the mirror, waiting for the time to be right. When we know the strength inside will match the strength we show, but it's hard enough to face the face who's always staring back. But there's nothing to be ashamed of. We're just being what we're made of, and it comes out in the quiet between the times we speak, between the times we think we know we're right, between the times we constantly checking if what we're about to say is really what it's worth. Is it our two cents? Is it nonsense? All these things we unearth, but they come from inside us, and we can no longer hide this. It's bursting at our seams as our dreams they divide. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We're just being what we're made of, and it comes out in the quiet between the times.
Right side will open. Thank you for using the KO line.
ビールの醸造サウナではない方でサウナが別であってビール前飲めるおうどんにしたこれなんやろね
Stayed out, getting high in your balcony. Your lips, they taste so heavenly. I can't let you get the best of me now. But a few drinks till they might just set me free. Do you think that we share a kind of energy? Or I'm just too busy making memories now. Too hard to let go, too quick to say no. How far can we fall till we can't turn back? But what good is
ぬかるんでる。ぬかるんでる。何時から登ったか数えてない、そういえば。えぐい。
します。係の方にお渡しください。どうぞ。
草段も違うわ。
乗車券と整理券当駅で回収でございます。係の方にお渡しください。地蔵じゃなかった、何者。かわいい。小人坂。
食ってくれんのかい。
おにぎり食べてみて。どうぞ。
美味しい。
よかった。ギリわかった、わからん。やろう？
アップルパイみたい。
うん。でも砂糖ほぼ入れてないで、シナモンシュガーだった。リンゴジュースみたいな甘さじゃない。リンゴが多分甘かったんやと思う。あれめっちゃ美味しそうなリンゴの匂いした。
So this is who I am now. It doesn't have to be a shadow.
雲の中にいるみたいやね。何も見えん。
Keeps now to know that you're not hurting his
下山しますか？何時間で降りれるかな？今何時だろう？ くらいかな。1時間10分6分下山成功。